back. Good morning, everyone, and greetings from the Pacific Northwest. Today I'm here at one of the few theme parks I haven't been to in the country, and that is Wild Waves. Excited to go check out their wooden coaster and go check out a new park.
Wild Waves theme.
And let's kick off the tour of Wild Waves with the park's best ride, and that is Timberhawk, Ride of Prey, the big wooden roller coaster. Now this ride is going to be located in the back of the park, on top of a hill amongst the trees, and it's a really fun ride. I would say it doesn't give you a lot of airtime, but it's pretty smooth. I believe it's one of the rare wooden roller coasters built by S&S, and it also gives a pretty long ride. Now, I would say probably my favorite element on the roller coaster is kind of the setting, because you're surrounded by these giant evergreen trees located, you know, all around the layout, and it's pretty long and it's smooth. So overall, this is definitely, if you're coming to Wild Waves, this is the one ride I would say you cannot miss it. Although it does have this one weird part of the track right there where it's just straight for a while before going into like one final dip. Also, I think Timberhawk is a pretty cool entrance. You got the eagle statue, the sign, and just surrounded by the big evergreen trees. Right now I'm coming at you from Wild Thing, or The Wild Thing, which is the park's only looping roller coaster. It is an older coaster, but actually, as far as this style of ride is, it is actually running pretty smooth. Fun fact about this ride, it's not originally opened here at Wild Waves. It actually was originally from the Rocky Point Park back in Rhode Island. So kind of an interesting bit of roller coaster history. I also love the coloring on it. I think the yellow really pops. The ride's nothing special, but at least it doesn't hurt. And right next to it is the park's sky coaster, the I-5 Dive. That's a good name.
This is the Wave.
Here's a really great looking ride. This is Lumberjack Falls, which is the park's shoot the chute super drenching boat ride. You can see at the top over there, the boat's coming, making its way around the curve, getting ready to go down this big drop and create a mega wave. Here we go. Oh, and splashity splash. Not the biggest wave you'll find, but the ride looks great. I love the setting for it here. Do you just want to give one more view of that shoot the chute drop? You can see it's kind of got the double dip in it, much like the version at Kings Island. And here they go. Without a doubt, the most adorable ride in all of Wild Waves is the Kanga Bounce, built by Zamperla. It's a modern take on the old kangaroo ride. And that is so cute. So incredibly cute. This ride looks great. You've got a pirate-themed rock and tug. Excellent little ride. So without a doubt, the best looking thrill flat ride here at the park is Timberax. I love how it's done up like a giant tomahawk lumberjack axe there. That's wonderful. The ride itself, well, if you like spinning upside down in circles, probably good for you. Not really my thing, but I love the way it looks. Absolutely love the sign here for the Dodgems, the park's bumper car attraction. About the water park for a little bit. They do have a big bowl slide, one of my personal favorites. You do ride in a tube on this one. And then this big orange slide here, well, that's a family raft slide, so you probably ride with probably 3-4 people in that, depending on how many you can fit in the raft. And it looks like a pretty long ride. We got another slide complex here. This one definitely looks a little bit on the older side, and has 4 different slides coming off of it. Here you can see some more views of that 4 slide tower, and also the big old wave pool. So I think this is probably the best part of the water park. Check out Hook's Lagoon, a giant splash fortress, tons of slides coming off of it. The big tipping bucket in the shape of a pirate head. This is a very cool thing for a water park to have, and one of the larger ones I've seen. So it looks like this pool is not operating today, but man, those slides would be insane. That looks like something straight out of Action Park. Like, you go so fast, and you drop it at 12 feet water with probably a 5-6 foot plunge. That looks really wild. Also in the activity pool section, you've got some waterfalls, and then these look like more water slides that go into that deep water. And then over here, you got something I love, kind of an old school style, like the concrete trough, called the Raging River Ride, where you try to go from pool to pool to get down the mountain. And one last slide tower for the water park, this one here. Got a couple different sides. The most interesting one being the yellow with the turns. You go into wider tubes. It's known as a Constrictor Slide. So this one looks like probably the newest slides in the park. Pretty interesting ride here. It's known as the Enchanted Railway. So it's a park's train ride, but it's like an elevated train ride. And takes you around the forest here. It's pretty neat. Located over the wooden roller coaster, you got a scrambler. It looks like it's in really good shape. Really cool setting here for the park's carousel. And this is 1906 carousel, and been here in the Puget Sound since 1921. So it's pretty neat. So unfortunately, Wild Waves had a kind of a rough season, and on the day I'm visiting, a lot of the rides at the park are not operating. That's what I'm going to show you in this next segment here. And I'm not on a low attendance day either. The day I'm here is the Saturday of Labor Day weekend in September, so you would think it would be a pretty high attended day. It's probably staffing and maintenance, getting parts. But yeah, so the next section is all rides that were not operating during my visit. This is one of the closed rides that hurts. Brain Drain is the park's SNS shot tower. And these are fun rides, especially the smaller ones. And I like how it's kind of on the hill. You can overlook the water park, but not operating for me. The Wagon Train is not operating today, but I give them points, you know. It's a well-themed little ride set in the trees here. The Gambler is also closed. I do like the theming elements, done up as like a roulette wheel. Looks like this one probably hasn't ran in a while. The park's kiddie coaster, named Kiddie Coaster, is also not running today. Which, weird trains on this thing. But yeah, missing out on that credit. Set in the trees here, you do have a wonderful old Ferris wheel. Also not operating. Alright, here's another one that hurts that's closed. The Klondike Go Rush of the park's Wild Mouse ride. So, unfortunately, I'm gonna miss out on this roller coaster credit. This would appear to be some sort of closed kids Jeep ride. Over here is a disco that's closed. Kind of surprising to see this one closed. It's like right in the middle of a main area. You would think it's probably one of their newer rides in the park. Also down today is the Soaring Eagle zip line. Now this is an upcharge attraction. It was about $5. You sit in that little zip line chair there. You get pulled backwards. Then you come back down. Kind of a cool one they have here. Like it goes over water slides and the lake. So probably worth your $5. So here's the park map for Wild Waves. You can see it's not the biggest park in the world. You do have your water park stuff is all up towards the front, and then your more amusement park stuff is in the back. The park does have a nice lake in the middle of it, kind of separating the theme park and the water park. You can see the little kite flyer ride going right there. And the big lagoon in the middle. You could feed the fish. Look how many fish there are. They're all flopping all over each other. A couple of ducks too also want that food. Over here is the Red Baron. Now this ride is rotating, so there's a bit of a staffing shortage here. So this ride will run for half an hour, and then a different ride will run for half an hour, which I think is a decent solution to a staffing issue. Man, I always feel weird when parks do this. So there clearly used to be some sort of a ride here. They decided to remove it, but leave like all the fencing and the exit signage and stuff. Like, that doesn't look great. Guys, so I need you to help me out here. I have no idea. There's a conveyor belt over here, right by the Gambler ride, down a hill. So maybe this is like snow tubing for like Christmas time, or something the park doesn't use anymore. But it's something interesting to stumble upon. Here's another shot of whatever this is or used to be. Got a neat theming touch here. You got a bench that's done up like a skylift. And you do have some kids rides. The little kids boat ride's pretty cute. And then you kind of got a classic Hampton style ride over here with all sorts of different space age vehicles on it. Not only like space age vehicles, other weird stuff. Like, I don't even know what this is supposed to be over here. And over here you do have what looks to be another abandoned ride plot. Here's some quirkiness. There's a random dragon and Sword in the Stone in this seating area. Over here, love this fountain of colorful fish. And that'll do it for my time here at Wild Waves. And the park was kind of okay. I definitely think it's more of a water park with a couple of rides in it than a water and theme park. Obviously, kind of not the greatest day when it came to operations. A lot of rides closed. And one thing I would say, like, come on, guys. The park has a website and a social media, so you should be able to update that and say, hey, unfortunately, our rides aren't going to be open today. Here's our list. Because when you get to the park and yes, they do have the sign outside, but you probably already bought your tickets online, so, and made your way all the way over to the park. So that sign will, I guess it helps if you're going to buy a day ticket or turn around and do something else. You know, in these modern times, you could definitely do a better job of communicating with your guests. Like, staffing's an issue, but overall the park was okay. I think my ticket was 43 bucks, and if you're doing like a bunch of water park stuff and then some ride stuff, you definitely get your $43 worth. Timberhawk was definitely the highlight for me, and I thought the park had a cool setting here, like with the lake and trees and things like that. So not all bad. Nothing I would rush out to, obviously, if you know, I wouldn't hop on a plane to come out here, but if you happen to find yourself in the Seattle area and you want to go on a couple rides or water slides, something like that, it might be worth your time. All right, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions about wild waves, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching.